special little guy.
I'm a princess.
And I am a prince.
Mom says I'm an angel sent down from the sky.
My daddy says I'm a special little soldier. No one is as handsome, strong as me.
It's true, he indulges my tendency to munch.
But I'm his little soldier. Hop, 2, 4, 3.
My mommy says I'm a miracle. One look at my face and it's plain to see. Ever since the day don't chop the umbilical cord, it's been clear there's no peer for a miracle like me.
My daddy says I'm a special little soldier. No one is as cool or tough as me. As my daddy told ya, one day when I'm older, I can be a soldier and bite you in the face.
One can hardly move for beauty and brilliance these days. It seems that there are millions of these, one in a million these days. Specialness is de rigueur, above average is average. Go figure. Is it some modern miracle of calculus that such frequent miracles don't render each one unmiraculous?
My mommy says I'm a miracle. One look at my face and it's plain to see. Ever since the day dog chopped the umbilical cord, it's been clear there's no peer for a miracle like me. My mommy says I'm a precious Barolina. She has never seen prettier Barolina. She says if I'm keen I have to cut down on the cream. But I'm a Barolina, so give me more cake!
Another picture of our angel from this angle over here.
She is clearly more emotionally developed than her peers.
What a dear.
You who, honey, look at mommy.
Don't put honey on your brother.
Smile for mommy, smile for mother.
I think she
We'll
clicked.
take another.
Have you seen the school report? He got a C on his report.
What?
We'll have to change school. The teacher's clearly falling short.
She's just delightful.
So hilarious and
and
insightful. Might she be a little brighter than her class?
Oh yeah, she's definitely advanced. Take another.
My mommy says I'm a miracle. One look at my face and it's plain to see. Ever since the day dog chopped the umbilical cord, it's been clear there's no peer for a miracle like me. My mommy says I'm a miracle. That I'm as tiny and as shiny as a miracle. You can be all cynical, but it's the truth empirical. There's never been a miracle as miracle as me.
Much longer, Doctor. I've got flying to catch at 3. I'm competing in the biannual International Amateur Salsa and Ballroom Dancing Championships in Paris.
What? Mrs. Wormwood, you're getting on a plane.
Of course I am. I always compete, Doctor. And this time, I have a secret weapon. Rudolfo. He's part Italian, you know. Very supple. Has incredible upper body strength.
Mrs. Wormwood, I think we should have a talk.
So, what is it? What's wrong with me?
Mrs. Wormwood, do you really have no idea?
Wind.
Mrs. Wormwood, I want you to think very carefully. What do you think might be the cause of this?
Am I? Look at my back!
Mrs. Wormwood, you're pregnant!
What?
You're gonna have a baby!
But I've got a baby. I don't want another one. Isn't there something you can do?
You're 9 months pregnant!
Antibiotics, or? Oh my good lord. What about the biannual International Amateur Salsa and Ballroom Dancing Championships?
A baby, Mrs. Wormwood. A child. The most precious gift that this natural world can bestow upon us has been handed to you. A brand new human being. A life. A person. A wonderful new person is about to come into your life to bring love and magic and happiness and wonder.
Oh, bloody hell.
Life I bring into this world restores my faith in human.
Hush, Mrs. Wormwood, hush!
I'll push you in a minute.
Each newborn life a canvas, yet I'm painted. This still unbroken skin and this uncorrupted mind. Every life is unbelievably unlikely. The chances of existence almost infinitely small.
Infinitely small.
The most common thing in life is love. And yet every life, every new life is a miracle.
Where's my son?
Mr. Wormwood, are you smoking a cigarette?
Oh, of course, Doctor, what am I thinking? This calls for a proper smoke. Oh my good lord, he's an ugly little thing.
Mr. Wormwood, this is one of the most beautiful children I've ever seen.
Oh my good lord, where's his thingy?
His what?
His thingy, his whatchamacallit, his doodah. What have you done with his thingy?
This child doesn't have a thing.
What? A boy with no thingy? Look what you've done, you stupid woman. This boy's got no thingy.
Mr. Wormwood, this child is a girl. A beautiful, beautiful little girl.
Is there still time for the biannual inter-champion?
Competition's over. You missed it. I don't suppose we could exchange it for a boy, could we?
This is the worst day of my life. And my undercarriage doesn't feel quite normal. My skin looks just revolting in this foul fluorescent light. And this gown is nothing like the semi-formal, semi-Spanish gown I should be wearing in the semi-finals tonight. I should be dancing the tarantella, Chimofella Italiano, not dressed in hospital cotton with an ouchie front bottom and this horrible, smelly little horrible animal I have ever seen.
I can't find his Franken beans.
Every life is unbelievably unlikely. Chances of existence almost infinitely small. The most common thing in life is love. And yet every life, every new life is a miracle.
The umbilical cord. It's been clear there's no cure for a miracle like me. My mommy says I'm a miracle, that I'm as tiny and as shiny as a miracle. You can be all cynical, but it's just empirical. There's never been a miracle as
My mommy says I'm a lousy little worm. My daddy says I'm a bore. My mommy says I'm a jumped up little germ, that kids like me should be against the law. My daddy says I should learn to shut my pie hole. No one likes a smart mouth girl like me. Mom says I'm a good case for population control. Dad says I should watch more TV.
Yes, sir, that's right, sir. 155 brand new luxury cars, sir. Are they good runners? Oh, well, let's put it this way, you wouldn't beat them in a race. No, sir. Yes, sir, they are good runners, sir. How much exactly?
Harry!
Hang on.
Look at this! She's reading a book. That's not normal for a 5-year-old. I think she might be an idiot.
Listen to this. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom.
Quit scaring your mother with that book, boy.
I'm a girl.
And he keeps trying to tell me stories, Harry. Stories? Who wants stories? I mean, it's not normal for a girl to be all thinking.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you back. Would you please shut up? I am trying to pull off the biggest business deal in my entire life, and I have to listen to this. This is all your fault. You spend us into trouble, and I'm expected to get us out. What am I, a flaming escapologist?
Escapologist, he says. What about me then? I've got a whole house to look after. You just don't microwave themselves, you know. If you're an escapologist, I've got to be an acrobat to balance that lot. The world's greatest acrobat. Now, I'm off to re-dye my hair, and I shan't be talking to you for the rest of the evening, you horrid little man.
But I'm going to make us rich.
Rich? How rich?
Very rich. Russian businessman. Very, very stupid. I'm going to sell them 155 Nakano bangers as brand new luxury cars.
But that's not fair. The cars will break down. What about the Russians?
Fair. Fair, listen to the boy.
Miguel.
Fair doesn't get you anywhere, you thick-headed twit brain. All I have to say is thank heavens Michael over here has inherited his old man's brains, eh, son?
Go.
Well, I shall take the money when you earn it, and I shall spend it, but I shan't enjoy it because of the despicable way in which you've treated me this evening.
This is all your fault with your stupid books and your stupid reading.
What? But I didn't do anything. That's not right.
Right. I'll tell you something. You're going to school in a few days and you're not getting right there. Oh, no. I know your headmistress, Mrs. Agatha Trunchbull, and I told her all about you and your smarty pants ideas. Great, big, strong, scary woman she is. Used to compete in the Olympics, throwing the hammer. Imagine what she would do to a little squeaky goblin like you, boy.
I'm a girl.
Now get off to bed, you little bookworm.
Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. So they say the subsequent fall was inevitable. They never stood a chance to written that way. Innocent victims of their story. Like Romeo and Juliet, 'twas written in songs before they even met. That love and fate and touch of stupidity would rob them of their hope of living happily. The endings are often a little bit gory. I wonder why they didn't just change their story. We're told we have to do what we are told, but surely sometimes you have to be a little bit naughty. Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, nothing will change. Even if you're little, you can do a lot. You mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top of you, might as well be saying you think that it's okay, and that's not right. And if it's not right, you have to put it right. Platinum blonde hair dye, extra strong, keep out of reach of children. Oil of Violet's hair tonic for men. Yup. In a slip of a boat, there's a tiny revolt. The seeds of a war in the creak of a floorboard. A storm can begin with the flap of a wing. The tiniest mind packs the mightiest sting. Every day starts with the tick of a clock. All escapes start with the click of a lock. If you're stuck in your story and want to get out, you don't have to cry, you don't have to shout. 'Cause if you're little, you can do a lot. You mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top of you, it won't change a thing. Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you
business, son, a man's hair is his greatest asset. Good hair means a good brain. Now, the secret to my success in business is...
Secrets.
Secrets. Yes, secrets. The secret to my success in business is this. Oil of violets hair tonic. For men. Stand back, son. Your old man's going to work. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. That's where it's at, all right. Oh yeah. That's bananas right there. Let me tell you something, son. A man in business simply cannot fail to be noticed when he looks like this.
See?
Your hair! It's great!
Good Lord, woman, have you started already? It's not even 8:30. My hair's green.
What on earth did you do that for? Why would you want green hair?
I didn't do anything. I don't want green hair.
Maybe you used some of Mummy's peroxide by mistake.
That's exactly what you've done, you stupid man!
My hair. My beautiful hair. Oh my good Lord. I've got my deal today. The Russians. What am I going to do?
I know what you could do.
What could I do, boy?
You could pretend you're an elf.
That's it. I could pretend I'm a... What are you talking about? This boy's a loony.
Mom, would you like to hear a story?
Don't be disgusting. Go on, creep back to that library of yours or something. The sooner you're locked up in school, the better.
Matilda, what a pleasure it is to see you here in the library again, are we?
Yes. I mean, my mom wanted me to stay home with her. She hates when I go out. She misses me so much. Dad too. He loves having me around. But I think it's good for grown-ups to have their own space.
Your parents must be so proud to have a girl as clever as you are. Do you tell them lots of stories like you do with me? Oh, would you love your stories, Matilda? And that was not a hint, by the way, but if you did have a story that you wanted to tell me, goodbye, Mrs. Phelps. See you next week. Goodbye, Miss Honey. And good luck with the Tolstoy. As I was saying, Matilda, I'm not hinting, but if you did happen to have a story that you wanted to tell me, I could...
Who was that lady?
That lady? Oh, that's Miss Honey. She's going to be your teacher.
That lady's mine.
Yes, your teacher. Now look, are you going to tell me a story or not?
Once upon a time, the two greatest circus performers in the world, an escapologist who could escape from any lock that was ever invented, and an acrobat who was so skilled it seemed as if she could actually fly, fell in love and got married. They performed some of the most incredible feats together anyone has ever seen. And people would come from miles around. Kings, queens, celebrities, and astronauts. And not just to see their skill, but also to see their love for each other, which was so deep, it was said that cats would purr as they passed them, and dogs would weep with joy. They moved into a beautiful old house at the edge of town, and at night they would walk and take in the air, and the children of the town would wait in anticipation, hoping for a glimpse of the shiny white scarf the acrobat always wore, for then they knew only to cry, "Tricks! Tricks!" and the great performers would instantly oblige with a spectacular show just for them. But although they loved each other, although they were famous and everybody loved them, they were sad.
We have everything.
We have everything the world has to offer, said the wife.
We have everything,
But the one thing in the world we want most,
but the one thing.
we do not have a child.
Patience, my love.
Patience, my love, the husband replied. Time is on our side. Even time loves us.
Oh, Matilda.
But time is the one thing no one is master of. And as time went on, they grew quite old and still did not have a child. At night they sat and listened to the silence of their big empty house and would imagine how beautiful it would be if it was filled with the sounds of a child playing.
Matilda, this story is very sad.
Do you want me to stop?
Don't you dare.
Their sadness overwhelmed them and drew them on to ever more dangerous feats as the work became the only place they could escape the unescapable tragedy of their lives. And so it was decided to perform the most dangerous feat ever known to man. It is called, said the escapologist, announcing the event to the world's press, who had gathered around with bated breath. The Burning Woman, hurling through the air, with dynamite in her hair, over shocks and spiky objects, caught by the man locked in a cage. And it is the most dangerous feat ever known to man.
Our
Destiny, said the wife, smiling sadly and slipping her hand into his. This is where the loneliness of life has led us.
Well, what happened?
I don't know. Not yet, anyway.
What? But isn't there some more? I mean, just a little bit. Isn't there just a little bit more? Well, I suppose your mother will be waiting for you. Is she here? I'd love to meet her. Actually, maybe I could.
Bye, Miss Phelps. See you tomorrow.
After your first day of school.
My mommy says I'm a miracle. My daddy says I'm a special little guy.
I am a princess.
And I am a prince.
Mom says I'm an angel.
Mom says I'm an angel. Mom says I'm an angel.
Being a prince or a princess, you will soon see. There's no escaping tragedy. And even if you put in heaps of effort, you're just wasting energy. Cause your life as you know it is ancient history. I have suffered in this jail. I've been trapped inside this cage for ages, this living hell. But if I try I can remember back before my life had ended, before my happy days were over, before I first had the pealing of the bell. Like you I was curious, so innocent I asked 1,000 questions. But unless you want to suffer, listen up and I will teach you. I'll beg you to. You listen here, my dear, you'll be punished so severely if you step out of line. And if you cry, it will be double. You should stay out of trouble and remember to be extremely careful.
Why? Did you hear what he said?
Just you wait for phys ed.
What's phys ed?
Physical education.
It's a Trunchbull specialty. My mommy says I'm a miracle. My daddy said I would be the teacher's pet.
School is really fun, according to my mom. Dad said I learned the alphabet.
The alphabet, you got to learn to listen, kids.
And so you think you're able to survive this mess by being a prince or a princess, you will soon see. There's no escaping tragedy. And even if you put in heaps of effort, you're just wasting energy. Cause your life as you know it is ancient history. I have suffered in this jail. I've been trapped inside this cage for ages, this living hell. But if I try I can remember back before my
H-I-J-K-L-M-N-O-P-Q-R-S-T-U-V-W-S. Why? Just you wait for visit.
Good morning, children. My name is Miss Honey, and today is a very special day, your first day at school. Now, can anyone tell me their 2 times tables? Wonderful. Yes, Matilda, isn't it? Please stand and do as much as you can.
1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 2 is 6, 4 times 2 is 8, 5 times 2 is 10, 6 times 2 is 12, 7 times 2 is 14, 8 times 2 is 16, 10 times 2 is 20, 11
my
times
word,
2
that's
is
very-
22, 12 times 2 is 24, 13 times 2 is 26, 14 times 2 is 28, 15 times 2 is 26.
Stop! Good heavens, how far can you go?
I don't know, quite a long way, I think.
Do you think you could tell me what 2 times 28 is?
56.
Well, yes, that's very. Now, how about this? Now, this is much harder, so don't you worry if you don't get it. But 2 times 487. If you took your time, do you think you could...
974.
12 sevens?
84.
I can barely count 5.
Let's leave maths for the time being and look at reading. Now, can anyone read this?
Me, Umi. Pick me, Miss Honey. Me.
Very well, Nigel. We'd better leave it there, Nigel. We don't want you to burst a blood vessel on your first day. Lavender?
Is the first word tomato?
No, but tomato is a very good word.
Yes.
Matilda?
I can now read words.
So you can read words, Matilda.
Yes, well, I needed to learn to read words so I could read sentences, because basically a sentence is just a big bunch of words. And if you can't read sentences, you've got no chance with books.
And have you read a whole book by yourself, Matilda?
Yes, more than one. I love books. Last week I read quite a few.
A few in a week? My, that is good. What books did you read?
Nicholas Nickleby, Oliver Twist, Jane Eyre, Tess of the D'Urbervilles, Lord of the Rings, Kim, The Invisible Man, The Secret Garden, Crime and Punishment, and Stick of the Dog.
Knock on the door, Jenny. Just knock on the door. Don't be pathetic. Knock on the door, Jenny. There's nothing to fear. You're being pathetic. It's just a door. You've seen one before. Just a knock on the door. Look at you trying to hide, silly. Standing outside the principal's office like a little girl. It's just pathetic. Look at you hesitating, hands shaking. You should be embarrassed. You're not a little girl, it's just pathetic. Knock on the door, Jenny. What are you waiting for? Just a knock on the door. Perhaps I will wait. She's probably having a meeting or something and won't want to be interrupted. If anything, caution in these situations is sensible. One should avoid confrontation where possible. I'll come back later then. But this little girl, this miracle. Knock on the door, Jenny. Just knock on the door. Don't be pathetic.
Enter. Well, don't stand there like a wet tissue. Get on with it.
Oh yes, Miss Trunchbull, there's in my classroom, that is, there's a little girl called Matilda Wormwood and...
Daughter of Mr. Harry Wormwood, owner of Wormwood Motors. Excellent man. Told me to watch out for that brat, though. Says she's a real wart.
Oh no, headmistress. I don't think Matilda is that kind of child at all.
What is the school motto, Miss Honey?
Bambinotum est magnetum.
Bambinotum est magnetum. Children are maggots. In fact, it must have been her who put that stink bomb on my desk this morning. I'll have it for that. Thank you for suggesting it.
But I didn't! Miss Trunchbull, Matilda Wormwood is a genius!
Nonsense. Haven't I just told you that she is a gangster?
But she knows the times tables.
So she's learned a few tricks.
But she can read!
So can I!
Miss Trunchbull, it is my opinion that Matilda Wormwood be placed to the top floor with the 11-year-olds!
What? But she's a squib, a shrimp, an unhatched tadpole. We can't place her in with the 11-year-olds. What kind of society would that be? What about rules, honey? Rules.
I believe Matilda Wormwood is an exception to the rules.
An exception to the rules? In my school? Look at these trophies, see how my trophies gleam. In the sunlight, see how they shine. What do you think it took to become English hammer throwing champion? 1969. Do you think in that moment, when my big moment came, that I treated the rules with casual disdain? Well, like hell! As I stepped up to the circle, did I change my plan? What? As I chalked up my palms, did I wave my hand? I did not. As I started my spin, did I look at the view? Did I drift off in a dream for a minute or two? Think I faltered or amended my rotation? You think I altered my intended elevation? As the hammer took off, did I change my grunt from the grunt I had practiced for many a month? Not a dot, not a dot, did I stray from the plot? Not a detail in my throw was adjusted or forgotten. Not even when the hammer left my hands and sailed high up above the stands. Did I let myself go? No, 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 no. If you want to throw the hammer for your country, you have to stay inside the circle all the time. And if you want to make the team, you don't need a happiness or self-esteem. You just need to keep your feet inside the line. Sing, children! 2, 3, 4!
If you want to throw the hammer for your country, you have to stay inside the circle all the time.
And if you want to achieve success, you don't need sympathy or tenderness. You just force the little squirts to toe the line. Sing, Teddy!
If you want to throw the hammer for your country, you have to stay inside the circle all the time.
Apply just one simple rule to hammer throwing life and school. Life's a ball, so learn to throw it. Find the volley line and tow it. And always keep your feet inside the line. Now get out!
Well, I must tell you, headmistress, that it is my intention to help that little girl, whether you like it or not.
Filthy, nasty, great big question asking. How dare they speak to me like that? Who the hell do they think they are? Flipping, nasty, stinking Russians!
Let me guess. We're not rich.
It was the mileage. They took one look at the mileage of the first car and said that the entire lot was knackered. I told them the reason the mileage was so high was a manufacturing mistake.
Is that true?
Of course it's not true.
So you lied?
Of course I lied.
They didn't believe you?
Of course they didn't believe me. I've got green hair.
I've got hair.
And what's this? Another flaming book? What's wrong with the telly?
She's got no respect, that one. It's all books and stories.
No, it's a lovely book, honest. You should read.
Lovely. Here's what I think of your lovely.
Shut little rat.
Do we have any super glue?
In the cupboard, I think. And while you're at it, why don't you glue your stupid books to your stupid head?
Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, nothing will change. Even if you're little, you can do a lot. You mustn't let a little thing like little stop you. If you sit around and let them get on top you, might as well be saying you think that it's okay, and that's not right.
I've got my eye on you, boy.
I'm a girl.
Matilda, can I ask you a question? Do all those brains in your head give you a headache? I mean, it's good to hit, all squished in there.
No, it's fine. I think they just fit.
Right. Well, look, I better hang around just in case. If they start to squeeze out of your ears, you're going to need help. I'm Lavender, and I think it's probably for the best if we're best friends.
Hide me. Someone poured a whole can of treacle onto Trenchfold's chair. She sat down, and when she got up, her knicker stayed stuck to the seat. Someone told her I did it, but I never, and now she's after me.
That's not fair. That's not fair at all.
You're done, kid. You're finished.
Once I got the Trenchfold decided you're guilty, you are squished.
Yesterday, she caught Julius Rodrigo eating licorice of all sorts during science class. She just picked him up and threw him out the window.
Don't listen to them. That didn't happen. They're just trying to stab us.
Oh, Matilda, they say she's gonna put me in chokey.
What's chokey?
They say it's a cover in her office that she throws children to. They say it's lined with nail spikes and bits of broken glass.
There's a place you are sent if you haven't been good, and it's made of spikes and wood, and shit isn't wide enough to sit. And even if you could, there are nails on the bottom, so you wish you stood. When the hinges creak and the door is closed, you cannot see squat, not the end of your nose. When you scream, you don't know if the sound came out or if the screen in your head even reached your mouth.
All right, look. When did this happen?
20 minutes ago, but why? Oh no, I think she's coming.
You better hide. Quick, the coats.
Oh, Matilda, please don't.
Now!
You separating spleen? Where's the maggot known as Nigel?
He's over there, under those coats. Where he's been for the last hour, actually.
What? An hour?
Oh yes, you see, unfortunately, Nigel suffers from a rare but chronic sleep disorder, narcolepsy. The condition is characterized by the sufferer experiencing bouts of chronic fatigue and falling suddenly asleep, often without knowing or any warning at all. You see, he fell asleep when we put him in the coach for safety. Didn't we? Didn't we?
Oh, yeah. Of course, yes, definitely.
He'll probably think he's in bed when he wakes up.
In time for school yet, Mom? Wait, this isn't my bedroom at all. Where am I? Oh, hello, Miss Trenchbull.
Amanda Thripp.
Yes, Miss Trunchbull?
What have I told you about wearing pigtails? I hate pigtails!
Well, you see, my mommy likes them. She says to make me look pretty.
Well, then your mother is a twit!
Look out, she's coming in for landing!
You! What is your name?
Matilda Wormwood.
Oh, so you're Wormwood, are you? Well, I might have known. Well, Wormwood, you just made a very big mistake.
Just so you all know, she's my best friend. Wow!
Yes, sir. Brand new stock, sir. Completely different cars, sir. Green hair. I was celebrating National Green Hair Day, when we celebrate all the wonderful things in the world which are green, like lettuce and snot. Yes, sir. Tomorrow at 1. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye, sir. Deuce Vaduda. That's how you do it. What the? I'm going to leave this on. It looks like it's going to rain.
Who is it?
Well, yes, hello. My name is Miss Honey, Matilda's teacher.
A bit busy right now.
It will only take a moment.
Oh, well, come in if you must. This is Rudolfo. Oh, it's nothing like that. He's my dance partner. We're rehearsing.
Ciao.
Oh,
Ciao.
ciao, Rodolfo. Parle italiano? Bene, come stai?
What? Who is this babe? You know what interruptions do to my energy flow.
What do you want, Miss Chutney?
It's Miss Honey. Well, as you know, Matilda is in the bottom class at school, and children in the bottom class aren't really expected to know how to read. And
Stop her reading, then. Lord knows we've tried.
I'm in the zone, doll. I can feel it in my hips. Don't waste this.
I'm not in favour of girls giving off clever pants, Miss Hussey. A girl should think about makeup and hair dye. Looks are more important than books. I mean, look at you and look at me. You chose looks. I chose looks.
I beg your pardon?
Babes, I'm on fire here. Please.
But Matilda can complicate calculated figures in her head in an instant.
Calculate these.
Oh, fantastico!
Her mind is incredible. With a little help from us, she can
Mind? Her mind? You really don't know anything, do you? Somewhere along the way, my dear, you've made an awful error. You oughtn't blame yourself now. Come along. You seem to think that people are clever. It's very sweet, it's very quaint, but wrong. People don't like smarty pants what go round claiming that they know stuff we don't know. Now here's a tip. What you know matters less than the volume with which what you don't know is expressed. Content has never been less important, so you have got to be loud. Girl, you've got to learn Scout from the crowd. A little less flat, a lot more heel, a little less back, a lot more feel, a little less brains, a lot more air, a little less head, a lot more derriere. No one's gonna tell you when to shake your tush. Well, you got a lie, don't hide it under a bushel. No one's gonna look if you don't stand out. No one's gonna listen if you don't shout. No one's gonna care if you don't care. So go and put some highlights in your hair, cause you've gotta highlight what you got. Even if what you've got is not a lot, you've gotta be loud. You've gotta give yourself permission to shine. Stand up and be proud. A lot more sing. A little less a lot more showing. A little less dressing like your mom. A little more ba-dum-bum-bum, ba-dum-bum. Ooh, I look nice. You don't. No one's gonna tell you when to wiggle your bumper. No one's gonna love you if you don't know the rumba. Everybody loves a little something exotic, but learning a language is over the top. It doesn't really matter if you don't know now, long as you don't know it with a bit of clout. The less you have to sell, the harder you sell it.
The less you have to say, the louder you yell it.
The dumber the yes, the bigger the confession.
The less you have to show, the louder you dress it.
You've gotta get up. You've gotta get up and be loud.
Your feet, Jenny. You are going to march in there and give them a piece of your mind. Leave it alone, Jenny. The more that you try, the more you'll just look like a fool. This is not your problem. You've not got the spine. You are a teacher. Just go back to school. But this little girl, this miracle, she seems not to know that she's special at all. And what sort of teacher would I be if I let this little girl fall? I can see this little girl needs somebody strong to fight by her side. And instead she's found me. Pathetic little me. And another door closes. And Jenny's outside.
And so the great day arrived. It was like the entire world had gathered to see the burning woman hurling through the air with dynamite in her hair over shocks and spiky objects caught by the man locked in the cage. Everything was arranged by the acrobat's sister, a frightened woman who loved nothing better than to scare the children of the town, and who used to be an Olympic-class hammer thrower. And people whispered that in her dark and brooding heart, She resented her sister in both her success and her love. Suddenly, out stepped the escapologist, dressed as usual in his tights and spangly costume, but there was no sign of the acrobat, and no glimpse at all of the shiny white scarf she always wore, and instead of musical fanfare, there was silence as he solemnly strode into the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls,
the burning woman hurling through the air with dynamite in her hair over shocks and spiky objects caused by the man locked in the cage has been cancelled. No! The audience gasped so loud that a passing airplane caught it on its instrumentation and reported it as an atmospherical phenomenon.
Cancelled
because my wife is pregnant!
Oh, Matilda!
Absolute silence. You could have heard a fly burp. Then suddenly, the audience jumps to its feet and roars in appreciation. The great feat was instantly forgotten, and the applause went on for nearly an hour.
So it has a happy ending.
Forgotten by everyone, that is, except the acrobat's sister. When all had quieted down, she stepped forward and produced a contract.
A contract?
A contract you have signed to perform this feat, and perform this feat you shall. I have paid for the posters, the publicity, the catering, the toilet facilities. If I give the crowd their money back, where's my profit? A contract is a contract is a contract. My hands are tied. The burning woman hurling through the air with dynamite in her hair over shocks and spiky objects caused by the man locked in the cage will be performed, and performed this day, or off to prison you both shall go.
No! Well, what happens next?
I don't know yet. I'll tell you tomorrow.
What? But I don't know if my nerves will be able to make it until tomorrow.
Miss Phelps, are you crying?
No, Matilda, we must find out how it ends. And I'm not crying because it's sad. It's just that they wanted the child so very much. It must be wonderful for a child to feel so wanted.
Yes, wonderful. Goodbye, Miss Phelps.
Matilda, could I speak to you for a moment, please? I'm afraid I have not been too successful in getting the others to recognize your abilities. So, starting tomorrow, I shall be bringing in a selection of very clever books that I'm sure will challenge your mind. You may sit and read them while I teach the others, and if you have any questions, well, I shall do my best to answer them. How does that sound? Why, Matilda, that is the biggest hug in all the world. You're going to tug all the air out of me.
Matilda Wormwood? Matilda Wormwood, where is Matilda?
Yes, Miss Trunchbull.
Ah, so you admit it then, do you?
Admit what, Miss Trunchbull?
This clot, this foul carbuncle is none other than a disgusting criminal. A denizen of the underworld, a member of the mafia. This morning she sneaked like a serpent into the kitchen and stole a piece of my private chocolate cake from the tea tray.
No, I did not.
Miss Trunchbull, Matilda's been here all morning.
Standing up a little spitball now, are we? Well, this crime took place before school started. Therefore, she is G-U-I-L-T-Y. Guilty.
Okay, look, alright. I stole the cake. And I was honestly, definitely, sort of thinking about owning it up. Maybe. But, you see, the thing was, I was having lots of trouble with my belly. You see, Mrs. Trunchbull's cake was so good that I scoffed it down too quickly, and now it's beginning to fight back. Oops.
guilty. I didn't do anything.
You are guilty because you are a fiend. You are a crook. You are a thief. I shall crush you. I shall pound you. I shall consign you to the seventh circle of hell, child. You shall be destroyed.
It was the biggest burp I've ever done. It was the biggest burp I've ever heard. It was the biggest burp I've ever heard about. It was like the entire world went silent for that burp to exist as a big cloud of chalky gas wafted from my mouth across the class. Past Lavender, past Alice, past Matilda, and then my great big chalky burp, which now seemed to have a mind of its own, wafted full into the face of the Trunchbull.
Bruce Bogtrotter.
Yes, Miss Trunchbull?
You liked my cake, didn't you, Bruce?
Yes, Miss Trunchbull, and I am very
Oh
sorry.
no, as long as you enjoyed the cake, that's the main thing.
It is?
Oh yes, Bogtrotter, it is.
Oh, well, I did. Thank you.
Oh, wonderful, marvelous. That makes me so happy. It gives me a warm glow in my lower intestine. Oh, cook! What's the matter, Bogtrotter? Lost your appetite?
Well, yes, I'm full.
Oh no, you're not full. I will tell you when you are full, and I say criminals like you are not full until you've eaten the entire cake.
But...
Oh, you haven't got time for butts now. Eat.
But I can't eat it all.
Headmistress, he'll be sick.
Well, he should have thought of that before he made a pact with Satan and decided to steal my cake. Eat.
He can't.
Eat.
He surely can't.
Eat.
He might explode.
Eat.
A single slice, or even two, Bruce, might have been nice. But even you, Bruce, have to admit, between you and it, there's not a lot of difference in size. He can't, he surely can't, he surely can't. You are the man, Bruce. He might explode. He's quite elastic. He's going to fly, make him stop. He's fantastic. Look at him go. I can't watch. I'm thinking of it. This must confirm, Bruce, what we all suspected. You have a worm, Bruce, or maybe a largeness. It's like the TARDIS, considerably roomier inside. He can't, he surely can't, he surely can't. You are the man, Bruce. B-R-O-O-C-E. Bruce, you'll never again be subject to abuse for your immense caboose. She'll call a truce, Bruce. With every swallow you are tightening her noose. We never thought it was possible, but here it is coming true. We can have a cake and eat it too. The time has come to put that tumbly tum to use. No excuse, Bruce. But out your belt, I think you'll want your trousers loose. Oh, stuff it in. You're almost finished. You'll fit it in. Whatever you do, just don't give in. Don't let her win. Come on, Bruce, be our hero. Cover yourself in chocolate glory.
It's too much. It's just too much.
Come on, Bruce, do it.
Silence.
Bruce, you'll never again be subject to abuse for your immense abuse. She'll call a truce, Bruce. Just one more bite and you'll completely cook her goose. We never thought it was possible, but here it is coming true. We can have a cake and eat it.
Sorry, Miss Trunchbull. I got a bit carried away.
Oh, that's quite all right, Jenny. We all get carried away sometimes. Even me. Well done, Bogtrotter. Good show. Well, come along, Bogtrotter.
What? Where?
Oh, did I not mention? This was only the first part of your punishment. There's more. A second part. And the second part is choking!
What? No! Not there!
No, Miss Trunchbull, please, you can't!
Yes, Miss Trunchbull, please, you can. Did you think I would allow myself to be defeated by these maggots? Did you? Who do you think I am, Miss Honey? A weakling? An idiot? A fool? You?
But he's eaten it all! He's done what you asked!
Yes, I ate it all. I did it. No, not choking. No, not there. No!
That's not right!
I would like to offer an apology for some of the things that have been going on here tonight. They are not nice things and they are not right things, and I would like to state guarantorically that we do not want any children who might be here watching tonight to try these things out for themselves at home. I'm of course talking about reading books. It is normal for children to act in this fashion. It stunts the brain, wears out the eyes, makes kids fatty, ugly, sweaty, betty, boring, gaseous, and crucially it gives them verrucous of the mind. Under no circumstances do we condone such activities and do so without reservoirs. Can I just ask, how many people here have actually read a book? You, sir. What's your name? Well, Axel, don't take this the wrong way, but, bookworm, stupid little bookworm, reading your books like a little stinking bookworm. Worms read books, you read books. Worms are stupid, you're a swarm. There. Now, he'll learn from that. Won't stop him from reading, but he'll never raise his hand in a theater ever again. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you the pinnacle of our achievements as a species, the very reason we evolved from unicorns in the first place. Somewhere on a show I heard, a picture tells 1,000 words. So, telly, if you bothered to take a look, is the equivalent of, like, lots of books. All I know I learned from telly, this big beautiful box of facts. If you know a thing already, baby, you can switch the channel over just like that. Endless joy and endless laughter, folks living happily ever after. All you need to make you wise when 33 minutes plus advertisements. Why should we waste energy turning pages 1, 2, 3 when we can sit comfortably on a lovely Bumfleys watching people singing and talking and doing stuff? All I know I learnt from telly. The bigger the telly, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly just how clever a fella I am. Take it away, son. Can't learn that in a book. All I know I learnt from telly, what to think and what to buy. I was pretty smart already, but now I'm really, really smart. Very, very, very smart. Endless content, endless channels, endless chat on endless panels. All you need to fill your muffin without really having to think or nothing. Why should we waste energy trying to work out Ulysses when we can sit happily on a lovely babblies watching slightly famous people talking to very famous people? All I know I learned from telly. The bigger the telly, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly just how clever a fella I am. Who the Dickens is Charles Dickens? Mary Shelley? She sounds smelly. Charlotte Bronte? Do not want a. Jane Austen in the composting. James Joyce? Doesn't sound nice. Ian McEwan? Feel like spewing. William Shakespeare? William Shakespeare? Moby Dick? Easy, Grandma. All I know I learned from telly. The bigger the telly, the smarter the man. You can tell from my big telly just how clever a fella I am.
Hello, I'm Lavender, by the way, Matilda's best friend. There's a bit coming up that's all about me. Well, not exactly about me, but I play a big part in it. But I'm not going to say what happened because I don't want to spoil it for you. All right, look. What I do is I volunteer to get the Trunchbull a jug of water, and then... No, I will not say any more because I don't want to ruin it for you. Well... On the way back, I find a newt. A newt is like a really ugly lizard that lives in water. So I pick it up and... No, I will not say any more! I'm going to put the newt in the Trunchbull's jug! It's going to be brilliant! When I grow up, I will be tall enough to reach the branches that I need to reach to climb the trees you get to climb when you're grown up. And when I grow up, I'll be smart enough to answer all the questions that you need to know the answers to before you're grown up.
And when I grow up, I will eat sweets every day, all the way to work, and I will go to bed late every night. And I will wake up when the sun comes up, and I will watch cartoons until my eyes go square, and I won't care 'cause I'll be all grown up when I grow up. When I grow up, when I grow up, I will be tall enough to carry all the heavy things you have to haul around with you when you're a grown up.
the creatures that I have to fight beneath the pit each night to be a grown-up. And when I grow up,
Just because you find that life's not fair, it doesn't mean that you just have to grin and bear it. If you always take it on the chin and wear it, nothing will change.
when I grow up,
Just because I find myself in this story, it doesn't mean that everything is written for me. If I think the ending is fixed already, I might as well be saying I think that it's okay. And that's not right.
Matilda, how lovely it is to see you. Are you enjoying school?
Oh yes, bits of it anyway. Miss Phelps, where's the revenge section?
What? Well, we don't have a revenge section. Why? Is there a child at school that's behaving like a bully?
Not a child exactly.
Matilda, are you sure something's not...
Do you want to hear the next part of the story?
Story? Did you say story? Did you say... Matilda, what are we waiting for?
Slowly, very slowly, the acrobat wound her shiny white scarf around her husband's neck. For luck, my love, she said, kissing him with the gentlest of kisses. Smile. We have done this 1,000 times. But suddenly, she hugged him with the biggest hug in the world. So big, it seemed as if she would hug all the air out of him. And so they prepared themselves to perform the most dangerous feats ever known to man. The great escapologist had to escape from the cage. Lean out, catch a wife in one hand, grab a fire extinguisher with the other, and put out the flames on the specially designed dress within 12 seconds before they could reach the dynamite and blow his wife's head off!
Sorry. Go on.
The trick started well. The moment the specially designed dress was set alight, the acrobat swung into the air. The crowd held their breath as she hurled over the shocks and spiky objects. 1 second, 2 seconds, the flames crept up the dress. 3 seconds, 4 seconds, she begins to reach out her arms towards the cage. 5 seconds, 6 seconds. Suddenly, the padlock ping open and the huge chains fall away. 7 seconds, 8 seconds. The tiny door swings open, and the great escapologist reached out one huge muscled arm to catch his wife and child. 9 seconds, 10 seconds,
Oh, I can't
11 seconds, and suddenly he grabs her hand, and the flames are covered in foam before they could both be blown to pieces.
Hooray! So the story does have a happy ending after all.
No.
No?
Maybe it was the thought of the child. Or maybe it was just nerves. But their hand became slippy, and she fell.
What? No. Was she okay? Did she survive?
She broke every bone in her body, except the ones at the tips of her tiny fingers. She did manage to live long enough to have the child, but the effort was too great. Love our little girl. Love our daughter with all your heart. She's all we ever wanted.
Love our girl with everything. She is everything.
And then she died. And then things got worse.
What? Worse? Not worse. No, Matilda, things can't get worse.
I'm afraid they did, because the escapologist was so kind that he never for 1 second blamed the evil one for what had happened. In fact, he asked her to move in with him and help look after his little girl. She was nothing but cruel to her, making her wash and iron and cook and clean, and beating her if she did a thing wrong, but always in secret. So the escapologist never suspected a thing. So the poor little girl grew up the meanest, cruelest, horriblest sight you could possibly imagine! Let's call the police! Miss Phelps, it's just a story.
What? Oh, yes, of course. Matilda, you are so smart. Your parents must think they've won the lottery having a child like you.
Yeah, they do. They're always saying that. In fact, they say, Matilda, we're so proud of you. You're like winning the lottery. Yeah, I better go.
I'm so very, 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 very clever. I'm so very flaming clever. What a very clever fella I am. Come here, you.
Oh, stop! There's only one man I do that with.
Everyone, gather around. I want my entire family to share my triumphs. Not you, boy.
And my girl.
155 old bangers on my hand. All polished up, looking brand new. Except the mileage on the clock telling the truth, that they were all knackered. What could I possibly do to turn the mileage back? I couldn't simply just drive all the cars backwards, could I?
Backwards.
But then, I had the most brilliant idea. I went into the workshop and grabbed the drill, and I went and attached it to the speedometer of the first car and whacked it into reverse.
Backwards.
Backwards, yes, backwards. A drill's motor whirls backwards 1,000 times a second. In a couple of minutes, I reduced the mileage of that old rust bucket to practically nothing. I did it to every single car.
Backwards.
Stop talking now, darling. It's a good boy.
10 minutes later, the Russians show up. Great big nasty faced apes. Expensive suits, dark sunglasses. Didn't know who they thought they were.
Russians are nocturnal. I started a program last night.
That was badgers. It was a program about badgers.
Same thing. So, did it work? Oh, fantastico! Now we'll be able to afford Rudolfo all day long.
But you've cheated them. They trusted you and you've cheated them.
What's the matter with you? What did we do to deserve a child like you?
You know what I'm gonna do tomorrow? I'm gonna go down to that library and tell that old bag you're never to be let in again.
What? No, please don't.
And if she does, I'll have her fired. You're never to read another stinking book in your entire life. I'll put an end to your stories, boy. Now get in there and stay in there, you nasty little creep.
At night, the escapologist's daughter cried herself asleep, alone in her room. She never said a single word about the evil aunt's bullying. She didn't want to cause a fuss. And so she suffered in silence. This only encouraged the woman to greater cruelties, until one day she exploded. You are useless, filthy, nasty little creep. And she beat her and threw her into a dead dog cellar, locked the door and went out. But that day, the escapologist happened to get home early, and when he heard the sounds of his daughter's tears, he smashed the door open! Have I been so wrapped up in grief for my wife that I've forgotten the one thing that mattered to us most? I love you so much, my daughter. I shall spend the rest of my life making it up to you. We shall be together forever. Don't cry, Daddy. It's all right.
Forgive me. I didn't mean to desert you.
Forgive me. I didn't mean to upset you. When the little girl fell asleep, the scaffold just locked, turned to the acrobat sister. An almighty rage grew inside his great heart. This demon, this villain, this monster, she has sullied the memory of my wife. She has betrayed the trust of her own sister. She has shown cruelty to the most precious reality of my marriage. Bullying children is her game, is it? Well, then let's see what this creature thinks she can do when the wrath of a grown man stands before her. But that was the last the little girl ever saw of her father. 'Cause he never came home. Ever again.
Matilda, I've got those books we spoke about.
What are you doing with those books, woman?
They're for Matilda.
No, they're not. Not on my watch. There's an age for reading and an age for being a filthy little toad. These are toads. Aren't you, Bog Trotter?
Yes, Miss Trunchbull.
Oh, yes, Miss Trunchbull. Oh, only Bog Trotter here is now a good little toad. Sit. It has become clear to me, honey, that you have no idea what you are doing. You believe in kindness and fluffiness and books and stories. That is not teaching. To teach a child, you must first break a child. Quiet, you maggots!
But no one was speaking, Miss Trunchbull.
Mrs. Honey, please understand when I say quiet, you maggots, you are entirely included in that statement. Where's my jug of water?
Ooh, I'll get it, Miss Trunchbull.
Stupid girl. Look at you all. Flabby, disgusting, revolting. Revolting, I say. I think it's time we toughened you all up with a little bit of phys ed. This school of late has started reeking. Quiet, maggots, when I'm speaking! Reeking with the most disturbing scent. And only the finest nostrils smell it. But I know it oh too well. It is the odor of rebellion. It's the bouquet of dissent. And you may bet your britches this headmistress finds the swallow diverseness wholly, olfactorily insulting. And so, to stop this stench's spread, I find a session of phys ed sorts the merely rank from the revolting. The smell of rebellion comes out in the sweat, and phys ed will get you sweating. And it won't be long before I smell the pong of aiding and abetting. A bit of phys ed will tell us who has a head full of rebellious thoughts. Hold! Hold! Just like a rotten egg floats to the top of a bucket of water. Smell of rebellion.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Of insubordination.
I can't take it anymore. 1, 2, 3,
the form of mutiny and action. Before the weed becomes too big and greedy, you really need to nip it in the bud. Position 2. Before the worm starts to turn, you must scrape off the dirt and rip it from the mud. The whiff of insurgence,
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Prepubescent protest. The funk of defiance,
1, 2, 3,
the
4.
odor of
1, 2, 3,
the
4.
waft of anarchy in progress. Once we've exorcised these demons, they shall be too pooped for scheming. Some double time discipline should stop that rot from setting in. All right, let's step it up, double time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Discipline, discipline for children who aren't listening. Permitted to our fidgeting and whispering and histering. The chattering, the chittering, the nattering, the twittering is tempered by the smattering of discipline. We must begin insisting on rigidity and discipline, persistently resisting this anarchist living mischieving, the minute to our frittering, on pattering and pittering. What are the ones like this? They just need discipline. The simpering, the whimpering, the dribbling, the spittering. The myth I need a tissue is an issue we can fix. There's no mystery to mastering. The art class of discipline is discipline, discipline.
Discipline!
The smell of rebellion, the stench of revolt, the reek of prepubescent blotting, the whiff of resistance, the pong of dissent, the funk of moral fiber rotting. Imagine a world with no children. Close your eyes and just dream. Imagine, come on, try it, the peace and the quiet, a purpling stream. Now imagine a woods with a cottage, and inside that cottage we find a dwarf named Zeke, a carnival freak who can fold paper hats with his mind. And he says, don't let them steal your horses. Don't let them throw them away. If you find your way through, they'll be waiting for you, singing, nay, nay.
She's mine!
Aha! And there, just like I said, the stinking maggot rears his head. Even the squiddiest, piteous mess can harm the seeds of stinkiness. Have you ever seen anything more repellent? Have you ever smelled anything worse than the smell of rebellion? The stench of revolt, the reek of insubordination, the whiff of resistance, the pong of dissent. And I will not stop till you are squashed, till this rebellion is stopped, till glorious, sweaty discipline has washed this sickening stench away.
Look, the newt. Can you see? It's the newt. I've got the newt. This is the newt. Look, I'm going to put the newt in the trunk full.
Quiet!
I don't think that's teaching at all. I think it's just cruelty.
That's because you, Miss Honey, are pathetic. You are wet. You are weak. You are, in fact, a sniveling little newt.
What is it?
Oh, it's disgusting. It's a snake.
Put down the sucker. I bet it'll bite.
It's poisonous.
Quiet, children, please.
You!
What? No, not me.
Cockroach, you did this! You vile, repulsive, malicious little sinner!
Ow, no, stop.
What's that, maggot? Stop. When we're only just getting started.
Ow, ow.
Stop, Miss Trunchbull, please. You pull his ear off.
Mrs. Honey, I have learned through many years of experimentation that ears of small little boys do not come off. They stretch. In fact, I can feel these ones stretching now.
Ow.
No, Miss Trunchbull, please.
Ow, ow, ow. Leave him alone, you big fat bully.
How dare you! You ought to be in prison. In the deepest, darkest, dankest prison, where I shall have you wheeled out strapped to a trolley with the muzzle of your mouth. I shall crush you. I shall pound you. I shall dissect you, child. I shall strap you to a table and perform its appearance upon you. All of these little slugs are some of the most appalling dignities because of you. Yes, you.
Have you ever wondered what I have about how when I say bread, for example, there's no way of knowing if red means the same thing in your head as red means in my head when someone says red. So if we are traveling at almost the speed of light and we're holding light, that light would still travel away from us at the full speed of light, which seems right in a way. But I'm trying to say, I'm not sure, but I wonder if inside my head it's not just a bit different than some of my friends. These answers that come into my mind and bitten, these stories delivered to me fully written. And when everyone shouts like they seem to like shouting, the noise in my head is incredibly loud, and I just wish they'd stop. My dad and my mom and the telling stories would stop for just once. I'm sorry, I'm not quite explaining it right. This noise becomes anger, and the anger is light, and this burning inside me would usually fade. Then is it today? And the heat and the shouting, and my heart is pounding, and my eyes are burning, and suddenly everything is quiet. Like silence, but not really silent. Just that nice kind of quiet, like the sound of a page being turned in a book, or a pause in a walk in the woods. Quiet. Like silence, but not really silent. Just that nice kind of quiet, like the sound when you lie upside down in your bed. Just the sound of your heart in your head. And though the people around me, their mouths are still moving, the words they are forming cannot reach me anymore. And it is quiet, and I am warm, like I've soared into the eye of the storm. Everyone, tip over. Tip over.
These miserable excuses for children, and you are standing there like the squid of Squid's beating heart. But I'm a match for you, child. There's no punishment I should not inflict, no length I should not go, no fear I should not stretch back. No! What is it? What is it? Oh, get it off me! Get it off me! Oh, It's heading north! Oh, I've got a new to my knickers! I've got a new to my knickers! I've got a new to my knickers!
Well, that was interesting. I think we'd all better go home while we still can. Matilda?
Watch.
Matilda, I think it would be wise to go before...
Watch, please. I moved it with my eyes. Am I strange?
How would you fancy a nice cup of tea?
So, what do you think it is, this thing with my eyes?
I can't pretend I know Matilda, but I don't think it's anything we should be frightened of. I think it has something to do with that incredible mind of yours.
You mean there's no room in my head for my brains, so they have to squish out through my eyes?
Well, no, not exactly. But, yes, something like that. You certainly are a clever girl, Matilda. I met your mother once. She was, unusual. What about your father? Is he proud to have a daughter as clever as you?
Oh, yeah. Very. He's very proud. He's very, very, very proud. He's always saying, "So proud of you, Matilda." That's not what he says. Calls me a liar and a cheat and a nasty little creep.
I see. Well, here we are. Home sweet home.
Are you poor?
Well, yes, I am. Very.
Don't they pay teachers very much?
Well, no, they don't actually. But I am poorer than most because of other reasons. You see, when I was a girl, I lived with my aunt. One day I was out walking and I came across this shed and I fell completely in love with it. I ran to the farmer and I begged him to let me stay here. He thought I was completely mad, but he agreed. And I've lived here ever since.
But Miss Honey, you can't just live in a shed.
I'm not strong like you, Matilda. You see, my father died when I was very young. Magnus was his name, and he was very kind, but after he was gone, my aunt became my legal guardian. She was mean and cruel like you can hardly imagine. When I got my job as a teacher, she presented me with a bill for looking after me all those years. She'd written down everything, every tea bag, every electricity bill, every tin of beans. She made me sign a contract saying I'd pay her back every penny. She even produced a document saying my father had given her his entire house.
But did he really do that? Magnus, I mean. Did he really just give her his house?
I don't know. I can't believe he would have, just like I cannot believe he would have killed himself, which is what she said happened.
You think she didn't, don't you, Miss Honey?
I cannot say, Matilda. All I know is that years of being bullied by that woman made me, well, pathetic. I was trapped.
And that's why you live here?
This roof keeps me dry when the rain falls. This door helps to keep the cold at bay. On this floor I can stand on my own 2 feet. On this chair I can write my lessons. On this pillow I can dream my nights away. And this table, well, as you can see, well, it's perfect for tea. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. On these walls I hang wonderful pictures. Through this window I can watch the seasons change. By this lamp I can read, and I am set free. And when it's cold outside, I feel no fear.
but stubborn fire, and there is nowhere I would rather be. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. For this is my house. This is my house. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. This is my house. This is my house. It isn't much, but it is enough. And when it's cold and bleak, I feel no fear. Even in the winter storms, I am warm. Small but stubborn fire. Forgive me. Outside it's freezing. I won't pay much heed, 'cause I know everything I need is in here. It isn't much, but it is enough for me. It isn't much, but it is enough for me.
Miss Honey, is this your father's scarf?
But yes, it was. You see, my mother gave it to him before she died. You see, she was
An acrobat.
Well, yes, and my father, he was an
escapologist.
Matilda, how did you know that?
So they're your parents.
What? Who? I don't...
The people in my story.
What story?
A story I've been telling, and I thought I was making it up. But it's real. It's your life. I've seen your life.
You've seen my life.
She did him in. Let's go to the police.
Matilda, no, we can't. We don't have any evidence.
You could just tell them she did it.
They'd never believe me. It'd be my word against hers, and they'd never believe she was capable of murder.
She was so cruel to you. She beat you and shouted at you. She threw you in cellars and locked you in tiny cupboards.
Stop, Matilda, please.
You want to murder her. Who is she?
Contract is a contract is a contract.
Miss Trunchbull.
In this world, children, there are two types of human beings. The winners and the losers. I am a winner. I play by the rules and I win. But if I play by the rules and I do not win, then something is wrong. Something is not working. And when something is wrong, you have to put it right. Even if it screams. What are you looking at?
You.
This class is going to have a very special spelling test. Any child who gets one single answer wrong shall go to Chokey. You. Spell. Oh, now let me see. Spell Newt.
Newt. N-E-W-T. Newt.
What?
Miss Honey is taught us. She's very good at teaching.
Nonsense. Miss Honey is too soft and peachy to be good at anything. Any moron can see that. You. Stand up and spell the one thing that you all are. Revolting.
Revolting. R-E-V-O-L-T-I-N-G. Revolting.
You're cheating!
Of course she's not cheating. She's merely spelling the word.
These specks of dust can't be this clever. They're worms.
I've taught them, that's all. With kindness and patience and respect.
How dare you bring those words into my classroom, madam? You know nothing of teaching, and I shall prove it. You, filthbog, snot-nose, spell Ame-lipidopibisata.
What? But that's not even a real word.
Spell or go to Choki, and I shall warn you. It has silent letters.
A-M-C-H-K-E-L-L-A?
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
K?
Oh, I'm sorry. It was a silent Z. You're going to Choki.
C-A-T, cat. I got it wrong, miss. You have to put me in Choki too.
What?
Dog. D-Y-P. Dog. And me. Table. X-A-B-F-Y. And me.
What are you doing? What is going on? Stop this!
You can't put us all in the Choki, miss. Banana. G-T-A-A-B-L.
No, stop this! Stop this!
Maggots. T-S-P-A-D-Y-S. Snot-nose. U-T-O-O-O-O-O.
No, stop, this is...
Naughty. P-U-S-T-Y-X-N. Big fat bully. P-Y-G-L-F-R-V-S-W. Revolting. P-S-Q-Q-Q-A-S-T. 1, 2, 3, 4, 89. S. Revolting.
You can't put me in Choki, miss. You can't put Yashar in Choki.
Come now, maggots. You think I haven't thought of that? I've been busy. A whole array of Chokies. One for each and every one of you. And now a little spelling test is over, I can say for certain that each and every one of you has failed. You see, children, in this world there are two types of human beings. The winners and the losers.
The chalk, look, the chalk.
What?
The chalk, it's moving.
What the devil is this? Who?
No one's doing anything, miss. It's writing something. Agatha? Agatha, this is Magnus?
No, it can't be,
Give my Jenny back her house.
Stop this!
Then leave.
Oh, it can't be Magnus!
Or I will get you.
No!
Like you got me. Run, 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 run.
Never again will she get the best of me. Never again will she take away my freedom. And we won't forget the day we fought
With our ideas of naughty. Never again.
When a choky door slam.
Never again.
Will I be bullied and
Never again.
Will I doubt it when
My mommy says I'm a miracle. Never again. Never again will we live behind bars. Never again will we know we are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs using revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children till our revolting sun. And we'll have the chance for bolting. We're revolting. We are revolting children living in revolting times. We sing revolting songs using revolting rhymes. We'll be revolting children
till our vaulting sun. It is too early for you. We are vaulting children. We sing vaulting time. We sing vaulting song. Using vaulting rhyme. We'll be vaulting children till our vaulting sun. It is too early for you. We are vaulting.
A few days later, the acrobat and the escapologist's daughter received a letter from a solicitor. It said that her parents' will had mysteriously turned up, and that she was now the owner of the beautiful old home, who was, up until this moment, owned by the evil aunt, one Agatha Trunchbull. She moved in immediately and was very happy, happier than she had ever been in her entire life.
Agatha Trunchbull was never heard from again. The Chokies were immediately destroyed and a new headmistress was installed.
And her name was Miss Honey. And it was often said that it was the most beautiful school in all the land.
And you know something else? Matilda was never able to move things with her eyes again. I thought perhaps it was because her mind was being challenged, but she said it was because she no longer had a need for superpowers. But sometimes I would look at this little girl who had done so much to help other people, but who was stuck with parents who were mean and cruel and called her names, and I would just feel my blood start to boil, and I just wish I could do something.
Well, this is the end. And I wish so much that I could tell you that this story has a happy ending. I wish so much that I could tell you that Matilda got the love that she deserved. But perhaps the truth is that not all stories have happy endings.
Don't send the gulping, we're going to Spain.
What? Spain, but why?
Because this idiot, this Nick, this twit brain, seemed to think it was a good idea to sell 155 knackered old bangers to the Russian
I
mafia!
didn't know that there was a flaming Russian mafia. Come on, we're leaving forever and we're never coming back.
Let Matilda stay here with me!
I beg your pardon.
Mr. Wormwood, I would love to look after Matilda. That is, if she would like to stay with me. I would look after her with love and care and respect, and I would pay for everything, of course. Would you like that, Matilda?
Wait, you mean leave our daughter here with you?
Dad, did you call me your daughter?
They'll be here any minute.
Dad, did you call me your daughter?
The hell, you idiot, I told you! Quick, hide in the books.
What if they damage my legs? My beautiful legs!
You are the Wormwood's daughter?
Yes.
Where is your father?
I don't know.
The Wormwood is a very, very, very stupid man. And he, being stupid, assumed I was stupid too. Which was a very stupid and rude thing to do.
Well, I'm afraid my father is quite rude and very, 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 very stupid.
You know this. At least there's one clever one in the family. What is your name, little girl?
Matilda?
Matilda, I like you. You seem smart, and in my line of work, I don't often get to meet very many smart people. Their thinking's often backwards.
Backwards.
И она даже покурависла по имертацию уца. Да, приятно познакомиться с такой мной девекой.
Спасибо, маничес и пакиантан паксой комментизивми.
Ты говоришь по-русски?
Не так хорошо, как Бибин Хатлес. И та кразвю язык пактму я буду его изучать его и дальше.
Matilda, who taught you to speak Russian?
I taught myself, I suppose. I was reading Dostoevsky and thought it would be better to read it in the language it was written in.
I am Sasha. It is truly an honor to meet you, Matilda Wormwood. And your father has been very rude and stupid to the both of us, yes? As a favor to you, I could very easily have one of my associates teach him some manners. He'd be in the hospital for a while, but once he returns, he would still be stupid, but less rude, I think. What do you say?
Sasha, this is a very tempting offer. But he is my father, Tryon, my daughter, and I think I've had enough of revenge.
This little girl, this miracle, Matilda.
Da?
No, co ty děláš?
Jedeme ve сказали да.
Já tázala domů, storn kazado? Matilda, já skázal Matilda, stolte ty mi stívolňa.
Извините, господин.
Извините. Matilda, your father is a very, very, very stupid man. And he is very, very, very lucky to have you as his daughter. But if I'm in town for business again and I see him, he will not be so lucky. Quickly, let's get out of here before they change their mind.
Wait a minute, what about the girl? Do you want to stay here with Miss Honey?
Yes, I do.
And do you want to look after her?
I do.
Well, we are a bit short of room, so okay.
Matilda leapt into Miss Honey's arms and hugged her, and Miss Honey hugged her back. And they hardly noticed as the Wormwoods
And Rudolfo.
As the Wormwoods and Rudolfo sped away into the distance.
Because they had found each other.
Yes, they'd found each other.
I will be tall enough to reach the branches that I need to reach to climb the tree. You get to climb when you're grown up. And when I grow up, I will be smart enough to answer all the questions that you need to know the answers to before you're grown up. Sometimes you have to be a little bit
Maggots.
naughty.